Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, by the way, please do smash the like button and subscribe to the channel as well. Really does help us out a great deal. We are growing and we're on the road to 3K subscribers. So any help towards that is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Right, Iga Swiatek versus Emma Raducanu. What a performance by both players in their previous rounds. Raducanu not having it as easy as Swiatek, but this is a blockbuster affair. Two Grand Slam champions going at it on the clay indoors at the Stuttgart at the Stuttgart Open or the Porsche Grand Prix 2022. So this is really, really interesting because I think what I find is, a lot of people will hype up certain ties. And, at first I thought, oh, this isn't really that big a tie because it's on clay. We know how good Swiatek's on clay. Raducanu is still very inexperienced on clay. Plus, Swiatek is in fantastic form. Raducanu, since the US Open win, she's not been as good as she was in that tournament. However, I'm starting to understand why there's a bit of excitement around this. And that's because, look, these are two very young players still. They both Grand Slam champions, right? They both play some very exciting brand of tennis or an exciting brand of tennis. And I just feel, and I agree that I think the styles will gel nicely. So let's see. I think Swiatek goes into it a big favorite for me, but Emma Raducanu definitely has a skill set to give Swiatek problems. Not only does she have power, like a lot of the opponents in the past who have troubled Swiatek have, but she's adding diversity to her game with the drop shots, even with some of the moon balls that she, I guess, ended up utilizing against her opponent today. So I think generally it's going to be a really interesting matchup. I think, to be perfectly honest with you, the one who makes the most first serves and is able to back it up on the 1+ shots effectively will win the match. I think second serves both have relatively weak second serves, and I think they'll both get attacked. I think, that's something to be worked on for both players. But for Swiatek, she's just playing so well. Yeah, very, very interesting. Of course, winning against Eva Lise, the qualifier 6-1, 6-1. So she's just in really, really good form. Swiatek generally, I mean, she hasn't lost a Masters 1000 tournament for the whole year. She's gone unbeaten so far. Had a really good run at the Australian Open, made it semi-finals, of course. Now she's on on her favorite surface. Raducanu, you can see here coming through, Korpatch in 3 sets, Sanders in straight sets in the first round. Swiatek coming through, Lisa. She's only played the one match so far, but this is going to be really intriguing because for me, I mean, look at some of these records. She's the third youngest player on tour to claim 20 plus consecutive wins since the turn of the century. Barely older than Venus Williams in 2000 and Serena Williams in 2002. Her winning run and indeed her 29-3 season win-to-loss ratio, unbelievable by the way, includes straight 1,000 titles in Doha, Indian Wells, and Miami. Across all levels, the one-on-one has assumed a striking 19-2 record in quarterfinals, 10-1 on tour, the lone loss coming to Maria Sakkari in her 2021 Roland Garros defense. What I think is very interesting is that she's never lost a final. I mean, how unbelievable is that? Conversion rate, phenomenal. Emma Raducanu, though, she ended up bageling her opponent today, which was Korpatch, I think was her name, from Germany, and then lost the second set 6-2 and then breadstick in the third. A very seesaw type of match. And, I think for her, she plays at her best when she's taking the risks and going down the line with the forehand and backhand, taking the ball early. I think, she did utilize some of the moon balls and the lobs, I guess, which I think, as a variation is not a bad option. And I think the drop shot worked quite nicely at times as well. Serve, when she was able to hit her first serve, was pretty good, but on the 1+ shot at times, she just wasn't being proactive on it, enough on it, I think. At times, she'd serve volley um, in her US Open win. I know on the clay it's harder to do, but still something she might look into. She's got pretty good hands in the net for the most part. Didn't volley particularly well today, but it's something that I think she needs to hone in on for not just for this season, but going forward as well. So, yeah, I think some positive signs for sure. In terms of the matchups, I mean, we know for me, it's going to be the big serve return dynamics, a huge serve return dynamics because Emma Raducanu, for the most part, was serving into her opponent's forehand today, and that's not going to be good enough against Swiatek because she'll tear her apart, even on the first serve. So I think, at times it's perfectly fine to hit the short slice serve on the juice side out wide to the forehand side because you can hit aces. And we saw that today with Raducanu. She had, I think, 6 aces. Pretty much apart from one, I think, was out wide on the ad side. The backhand was an ace. I think 4 or 5 of them were that specific serve, and no one's going to return that. That's fine to hit. But majority of the time, she needs to be trying to go into the backhand of Swiatek. I know the forehand can break down at times, and the backhand seems more solid, but it's not going to be as hurtful to Raducanu as the forehand, especially because of the way that Swiatek's been playing the forehand. She'll try and make a lot of forehands. She'll try and be instrumental and dictate points on it. I think Raducanu's got to take the ball early on the forehand. She needs to go deep. She needs to move Swiatek around. The drop shot is a good option, especially when she's pushed her back. And I think she needs to try and come to the net as well when she can and be a bit more confident and composed on the volleys. For Swiatek, I mean, she'll just look to systematically break down Raducanu, get her into uncomfortable positions. I think Swiatek just seems to have this type of diverse game, which is uncomfortable for so many different players. And I think Raducanu is going to have to somehow combat that. She doesn't want to get into really long exchanges with Swiatek because she'll end up coming out second best for the most part in those. She wants to keep the points short and crisp. Also try and get Swiatek into, uncomfortable positions. Maybe Raducanu hits short backhand slices over the net at an angle and gets Swiatek into those type of kind of weird positions, and that might give Raducanu the type of edge she's looking for. But yeah, definitely needs to go early with the forehand and backhand on the line and commit to those shots. I think she will have success. She will be able to outplay Swiatek at times if she's able to, on the serve +1, on the return +1, be very proactive on the front foot. I also think Raducanu needs to make sure that she's not going cross court with all her returns, especially in the second serve. She needs to be of the mindset I need to win every single point in the second serve returns. For Swiatek, she'll be thinking that already. She's playing with absolutely no fear right now. She's playing so well. So it's going to be a fantastic match. I think for me, it's going to be who serves and returns the best. Like in my opinion, I think obviously we will see rallies, no doubt, and quite a few longer ones, I would imagine. But the longer ones for me go to Swiatek. Shorter ones, Raducanu needs to try and dominate those shorter points, and that doesn't necessarily mean going for broke earlier. It means being patient and then also knowing when to strike and be proactive in her play because that will open up gaps, that will open up opportunities, and then put away a winner or create a forced error. So I think positive signs though for Raducanu as she increases her experience on clay. This is the test, I think, of the tour on clay, playing Swiatek. So it'll be interesting to see where her level's at. I'm going to go with Swiatek in straight sets. I think it'll be something along the lines of like 6-4, 6-4, or 6-4, 6-3. I don't think she's going to completely blitz past Raducanu, but I also don't see Raducanu winning a set. Could be wrong, and I hope I am. But I think if it was on the hard courts or grass, then I probably would. I'd more be leaning towards Raducanu and give her more of a chance. But I think on the clay, it's one-way traffic. And Swiatek, I think for me, is just way too strong. So that's my 2 pennies worth. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Please remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.